Sneaker Gears? My name is Levi, and welcome to our first initial impression on the Nike KD12. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this review is after playing it for 2 hours, where I was able to do some drills, play a game of 32, and play King on the Court. And fortunate enough, I did win both of those, which you always want to say, is it the shoes? But that's why we have a thorough testing. So I never do a review after just one test, but I definitely want to give people the opportunity to know what you're getting into, since I was able to get these a little bit early. Alright, so if you haven't seen my overview, check that video out where I went through kind of all the specs and details, and there's a few things that we didn't know about yet. First thing is going to be the fit. So how does it work? All right, so I am happy to report the fit on this is finally normal. It's good. So if you have a regular foot, you can go true to size, which is awesome. If you wear that 10, as Jay Jones says, get that 10. All right. I'm a 12 wide, I generally get 12 and a half. A 12 and a half would have been perfect, but as many of you know, men and women, well, I don't know if they're that size, Nike doesn't really do a lot of 12 and a half. So I had to do a 13, which about half my collection is 13. That's pretty normal. I'm glad I did. They still fit just fine. I have a little bit of space in the front of the toes, but no matter what size you're getting, you generally should be getting that little half size up, so it allows your foot to kind of move and breathe. All right, so going towards that fit. Throughout my play, I actually had to re-tighten this a couple times. So that tells me that it does break in somewhat. So I'll let you guys know. Now, if you're a wide footer, that's why I just said half size up, it does run a little bit narrow, but it's not bad. The materials on this, and I'll get a zoom in, really do allow your foot to move around, especially on the inside and the toe. This is forward enough and is flexible enough you're okay. On the outside, this, if you have a wide forefoot, is definitely going to get in the way, but this is awesome containment and it moves just enough. I have a wide midfoot, and this was able to give me just enough room. So I think that half size up, you're going to be just fine for any wide footers, as well as just the break-in process, you're going to be okay. Everyone else, true to size, you're going to be good to go. As far as the support, hold on here, Nike, did you find it? This is the first KD in the last 2 years, 3 years that is legitimately a supportive shoe. Now, it reminded me of the Kobe line, specifically the Kobe 360 lately, where you had to trust the shoe. This upper is really, there's not much to it. All right, the rear is still kind of soft, pillowy, has a heel cuff that's definitely on the smaller side. So when I played in this, I played in it after I played in the KD11. I'll have a comparison on that soon, so you guys can check that out, probably next week sometime. But the KD11 is almost like playing in a running shoe that you can also play basketball in. Meaning there's not much support, there's not much lateral containment, the lockdown is okay. So coming from that to this, I was playing very hesitant. So just to let you know, when you're playing defense and you have a shoe you don't trust, people are getting by you. I was able to start trusting this shoe. I was able to actually trust this rear portion to really hold me in on lateral motions. I was able to trust this foam piece or on jab steps or on cuts. It really held me in. So the support on this is way better than I was expecting. This is just an initial review, but if your main concern was having support, this shoe definitely has some. Now, I did bring with me the Chaos because I wanted to feel the full length zoom kind of comparison to comparison. We'll get into that cushion in just a moment, but this is still probably twice as much support. So this has less support than that, but it's nice. It's a nice balance on the support side versus what we've had in the KD line in the past. All right, the cushion. You guys all want to know about the cushion. How does it feel? All right, so I'm not going to reveal all the details, but I'll let you guys know. I did play in the Hyperdunk 2016 with the full length zoom, and I did play in the Chaos where I brought those with me towards the end just to wear them side by side to see how it feels. And let me just tell you this. This is a max cushion setup. It's beautiful. I love it. It was first play, so obviously I'll let you guys know how it breaks in, how it feels, but this is a full-length Zoom Turbo setup. Nike, if you're not going to say it, I will. Why is it Zoom Turbo? Because the Zoom bag is going edge to edge and because it's articulated throughout. One thing I do want to show you guys, and this is really tricky, so Nike reminds me of kind of a car manufacturer or a racing car where they kind of push the boundaries, you have the rules, and then you move that bar as much as you can. So there's no strobo board, but if you guys want to take a look, this looks and feels different than any other insole I've tried where it's almost like the insole is the strobo board. So they kind of got away with that, as well as this is the only insole I've seen where it's actually cut out in the middle, so there's space for that zoom back to be set underneath, much like a strobo board would. But they accomplished their goal either way because there's no insole on top of that, so you are closer to the zoom bag. Now, don't ask me how is this for court feel. Do you still feel quick? This is not a balanced setup. The Chaos was a balanced setup. This is a max cushion setup. That double zoom bag in the heel where you have it on top and bottom, whew, you feel this is a max cushion setup. Now I'm going to be comparing it, in case you guys are wondering, to other max cushion setups. The Adidas Marquee for the boost side of things. Under Armour doesn't really have a high cushion setup, but also the LeBron 16 and your Why Not 2. So kind of see how do these actually compare, who is this for? So stay tuned for that in the full review. Finally, the traction. So obviously we didn't know how the fit was. Hopefully I helped you guys on that. We didn't know how the cushion was going to feel. Now you know a little bit. The traction is where, for a lot of people, it makes the most difference. Now this is the only kind of full comparison they give you guys. And let me grab it over here. This plays a lot, ironically enough, I said it before in the review, like a Kobe. So if you have played in the Kobe AD mid, and this was a very popular shoe both in the NBA and collegiate level, and just for the simple fact they came out with a lot of colorways, and these were available at a lot of discount stores like your Ross or your Marshalls or Bloomingdale's, so you're able to get this fairly cheap. Now this colorway, I don't know if you can get cheap, but I really loved it. But let me zoom in here real quick. You're gonna see how there is definitely some similarities, and it plays a lot like that. Now this is the first play. I didn't bring the Kobe's with me, so I'm not able to give you a matter of fact like it plays like that, but I just want to give you an idea. What it felt like to me as well is the Kobe 360s, and why it felt like that is essentially the Kobe 360s never really bit hard. I didn't really feel that like, dang, that is awesome. It felt really good. I played on a decently clean court. And when dust gathered on the 360, it was always very gradual. So you never felt like you were just going to slip out from underneath and you can't trust the shoe. And the same thing happened to this. The dust gathering was gradual. It kind of let you know when it was time to wipe. So if I didn't want so much traction, like, hey, it still works, I can keep playing. But as it got a little bit worse, you really felt it. It gave you a really nice connection, almost like a car that lets you feel in the steering wheel how it feels, where you kind of can feel everything in the steering wheel, the bumps in the road. It has a nice connection, and that's how I felt about the traction on this, where I didn't feel it was biting super hard. I didn't feel like the traction was amazing. And this is on one court, guys. When I do my reviews, I play on 4 to 5 different courts. So when you guys watch my reviews, I really do try to be as diligent as possible. So on the one court I played in, this felt very consistent, of which that's a good sign. And what's nice is a lot of Nike shoes do have a lot of that first wear where you kind of gotta play through any kind of initial material on top of that. At least for this pair, it didn't have any. It bit right away, was consistent in how it played, and I'm very excited about it. Now, at least early on, right now, after the first play, I definitely still would like to get a solid traction version because those always just play better. But at least in this very moment, this hasn't disappointed. All right, so these officially come out in a few days. If you're watching this video, it is April 2nd. The official release date I thought was April 5th. House of Hoops or Foot Locker has it as April 7th. So this is coming out in a few days, so at least you guys have an idea, both guys, girls, any of the basketball players out there who are looking to get something in the KD line. You're gonna have a better idea of what to expect, what sizing you should get, what kind of cushion maybe you're looking for. If you have any questions, please link them down below, and I'm happy to answer anything I'm able to. Again, I will be playing this throughout the week. I'll be going to different gyms. I'm gonna be testing it throughout, so if you're not following me already, you can follow on Instagram. You can follow on Twitter, where I do post a few things as well. And then, guys, I did post this last night on my Instagram and answered a few questions. So if you're not following me there, you can ask me questions there as well. Well, this is definitely one I was really excited for, and I don't know if you could tell, I did not disappoint. So this is the first wear, so I'm happy to say it went well. You never know how it goes. Hopefully the second time does go well. We're going to be at a different court tonight as well. As always, I really appreciate you. This is Levi Sneaky Ears, and I'll come at you later.